All right, guys, welcome back. My name is Samuel D. Koidia. This is a continuation of our previous discussion on plane geometry. Now we've gone through the theorem. Remember the theorems? I gave you all the theorems. Corresponding angles are equal. Alternate angles are equal. I spoke of angles at the points. Adjacent angles, co-interior angles, vertically opposite angles are equal. So now we are able to understand the theorem properly. But now we want to apply these theorems to our examinations now. So look at we are going to be looking at the private exam, that's PC, that's private candidate, and we'll look at the SC, that is school candidate. So June is school candidate and PC is private candidate. So we'll look at the questions as we go together. So watch out as we are applying the theorems on the questions. First, we want to look at PC 2001. It says find X in this. So first of all, you've seen that it's the angles are formed between these parallel lines. So I told you that when you see an M shape or W shape, there's always a hidden line there which you have to create for yourself. So I'll be using this other color to create some of the, don't be scared to insert your own theorems, your own angles. But you have to define those letters, those angles you are inserting. You must be able to define them. So I'm trying to look at this by first drawing a line. There's a hidden line somewhere there. So that line, like I said, when you have an M shape, W shape, there's always a line that is passing through that apex there. So because I have demarcated a line, I'll be able to now put angles in there which were not there initially. So I'm using this color to tell you that these angles were not there initially, but they're helping me to get the value of X in this question. So now I have already got a relationship between B and 28. So angle B must be equal to 28. Why? We said Z angles, that is alternate angles, are equal. So alternate angles are equal. So because this is alternate to it, or Z to this, we can say that. You say 28 equals to B. So the same, we can also go with a relationship between A and 140. They will always sum up to 180. What is the reason? We say co-interior angles. Co-interior angles are supplementary. Supplementary means they add up to 180. So there is a room here. These two guys are in that room. So A plus 140 will give me 180. So I can find A from there. This is 180 minus 140. So A is equals to 40. So I've got A. Now I'll go back to the same diagram where I'm looking for X. But if you look at this, I have already got a structure like this. I have got A somewhere there, I've got B somewhere there, then there is X somewhere there. So there is a point where these angles are meeting. So we can apply the angles at a point. So X plus A plus B is equals to 360 angles at a point. So now I can now find my X. X plus A is 40 plus B is already found there is 28, then it's 360. So now I have X plus, this is 68. 68 is equals to 360. So watch what I'm doing here. So I have now X is equals to 360. How I got the 68? I added these two to get 68 minus 68. Now I transpose this because I'm collecting like terms. This is 360 minus that. So I now have 292. So we have X is equals to 292. We have 92. That is 360 minus that. I got that 292. So we got the angle X. As you can see that this angle is between 180 and 360. So we must call it a reflex angle as in that case. So we look at the second one there. The second is the same idea. You look at the point. There is a point here that forms a U and an M shape. These structures are always popular here. So you also draw a line through that. And when you get that line is this line is a parallel line. It's hidden. It's supposed to be exposed by the student. So you have that. So there is a parallel line here. So it means if I do the same, I put A and I put B somewhere there. So this angle and this angle, they are going to be alternate to each other. So Y must be equals to B. So in the same respect, I can come back here and look at A plus 72 will give me 180. Here it is alternate angles. This one is co-interior angles. So co-interior angles, I can find 180 minus 72. So A is equal to, now I have 108 in this case, so I have 108. So A is 108. So now I have B that is equal to Y. So I can replace that B with Y. So I can bring that structure back. Look at it there, and there, there's something there, and there is an angle somewhere here, which is 198. So I've got A here. This A I have found out to be 180. Then this angle, this Y is now the B, because I've said Y equals B. So I can put here, I can put the B, Y there. So I've transferred the Y to here because Y is alternate to this B. So I brought it in there. So I can apply my angles at a point. So this is a point. So I can have Y plus 108 plus 198 is equals to angles at a point. That's 360. So now we have Y plus. So you can add this to, this is 200 and that is almost 306. So we have 306. So this is 306. They say 306 is equals to 360. So now you have Y is equals to 360 minus 306. So if you remove this from that, you have 54. 54 appear, and it is an acute angle. You see, it's less than 90 degrees because it's an acute angle. So that is how that Y comes. So let's go back to the same point. You see that there is always this junction here. When you see that apex, you have to draw a line through that stuff to get there, and there's another junction somewhere here, that's an apex. So you draw a line through. That line exists, it's already there. So you have to insert the parallel line. So I've got two parallel lines in this case. So now the same idea. So I can bring this as A. I put A there as well. I can also put another angle here. I call it B somewhere there. I can put another angle here. I call it C. Then I can put another angle here. I call it D. So if looking at that, I can now look at the Y. The Y is a component of this. Y is when I add C and D will give me Y. So I have to find C, then I have to find D. So let me find D first of all. D and 125, this is 180. That is co-interior. That's co-interior here. Is co-interior angles are supplementary. So D is equals to 180 minus 125. So if I remove 180, 125, you have this is 55. I have D as equals to 55. So now I have got D. It is supposed to be an acute angle. That is an acute angle. So I'm going up this way too. I bring A. A is alternate to 25. So 25. This is alternate angles. Alternate angles. This is A is alternate to 25. You see that? Then I can remove. I know that A plus B is what constitute that 80. If I add A, angle B and angle A, I add them, I will make up 80. So now I have 25 for A. So I can remove it from the 80. So I'll get something like this. This is B equals to 80 minus 25. So if you remove 80 minus 25, you have 55. B is 55. So now I've got B as 55. And B and C, they have a connection. B and C are Z angles, meaning they are alternate angles. B and Z are alternate, so we can say C is therefore equals to 55. So now I've got the component of Y. I needed that Y. So Y is supposed to be a constituent of C plus D. So what is the C? We've got C already because C is equals to B. So we now have 55, and we also have D. D is also 55. So we add the two, this will give us 110. This is 110. So look at it's there, it's 110. It is an obtuse angle, you can see that. This is 110. So that is the answer for 2011. So let's check this out as well. I told you that a line that is moving must have started somewhere, and a line that is going to terminate must continue. That was a concept I introduced. Don't forget that concept. So we check this out. This is Now we have extended that line, so there is a connection here. I can put A somewhere there. Let me put all the letters I've introduced there, all by that's the students. I'm going to color them the blue color. That's telling you that you should be able to put your own letters when you're solving. So you have the blue letter, which is brought. You can put any letter there, but you know that A, by putting that letter there, A and 115, they have got a connection. That is corresponding angles. So A is going to be 115. So I can also insert another letter somewhere here. This is B, I put it there. Or I can also put another letter here, D. There are two ways you can solve this. You can now find B, angles on a straight line. This is 180. This is A is already 115 plus B is equals to 180. So B is equals to 180 minus 115. So you've already got 65. In that case, this is 65 for B. So now there are two ways you can solve this. If you want to use the concept that I gave you just now, I said two opposite interior angles of a triangle equals to the exterior angle. So now, if I want to find that x, the sum of opposite interior angles must be equal to the exterior angle. So that's just one way you can go through that. So I already have x as equals to, when I add b plus 35. I already got my b, so this is 65 plus 35. If you check it out, this is going to give you 100. That's 100. X is already 100. That's one way you can solve that to get x. If you still want to go through that triangle, it's also possible. You can go through the triangle, so you can bring it down like this. This is D, somewhere there. This is B, somewhere there, and we'll have 35. Now I want to find x. If I find D, then I'll be able to get x because they are on the same straight line. So let me look at D here. This is 35 plus B plus D equals to 180. This is angles in a triangle. Remember that? Now we already had our B before. This is 35 plus 65 plus D is equals to 180. So now 100 plus D is equals to 180. So D is equals to 100 minus 180 minus 100. So we have 180 minus 100. So I've got D as 80, wash out. So now since D has connection with the x there, so x and D are angles on a straight line. So I can now find my x. X now becomes 180 minus D. So it is 180 minus 80, which is also 100. So either ways, you can get the values of x as 100 degrees. So this is these are the solutions to these 4 questions I brought out, one for PC and one for, so you've seen that it is, you have to do a manipulation. You have to try and insert your own lines. These lines are hidden, but the questions expect you, the student, to be able to know that those lines are hidden, but they're existing. So you have to take them out. I told you, that's why I say if you see an M shape, a W shape, if you see shapes like this, there, so it means there's a line here. You can also see them this way. If you see them this way, it means there's a line there. For as much as they are parallel lines, there's a parallel line that is hidden there. This is a line that should be exposed. The dotted lines are the lines that are going to help you to solve all of this. So you must be able to create your own lines and insert your own angles and be able to solve the question for yourself. So this is, so I'm going to bring more. So let's continue, keep watching as we continue with the next set of questions. I'm bringing them up. So let's go together. So, all right, guys, welcome back. Now we are moving forward. We have done like 4. We want to still continue. We're still on the exam questions. You must be able to now understand the concept properly and follow up as you're moving. Now we have got 4 questions. The 5th one is 2012. So look at it. We're going to look at the school candidate, that is SC. Now it says find x in this. So you see this is a whole complex diagram here. You have 2 parallel lines that are in this diagram. We have this and this are parallel to each other. These other guys are also parallel. So you check this out. Now in solving for x, these are the assertions you have to make for yourself. So you can project this to continue so that this angle here will have a connection with that x, if you like. So now you have, if I find this and this, they will give me co-interior angle. So I can say A plus x must give me 180. That is co-interior angles as supplementary. So they're in the same room, so we call them co-interior angles. So I can come back here and try to make a small assertion here to put an angle here. Angle B and 115 has a connection. So B plus, let me use this sort of pen so that I identify the angles that are coming. It's 180, that is angles on a straight line. That is adjacent angles are supplementary. So we'll have 180 minus 115. So now you have, this is 65. This is going to be B is equals to 65. So now we can also insert a small angle somewhere here. Let's call here T. So this angle, not also, I will just take it out so you see what is happening there properly. I have, so this is B, this is 65. So I've placed T somewhere here. This is T. So that T has a connection with the A. There's an A somewhere there. So if we know A, we know X already. So I've just taken out this small portion right here. So now we'll have B, which is 65. So it's 65 plus another 65. That is B in that case. Let me just put the letters there. And T is equals to 180. So now I can have 65 plus the B I have found. This is 65 plus T is equals to 180. That's another way I can find A easily. This is 65 plus B must always give me A there, which is sum of opposite interior angles of a triangle equals to the exterior angle. So if you don't want to use this long road, you can just move here. X, this angle plus this angle must give you A. That is sum of opposite interior angles equals to the exterior angle. But let's use this angle in the triangle technique now. So we have 130 plus T is equals to 180. So T is going to give me 180 minus 130. So now T is 50. Now with T I can find A. So T and A plus T is equals to 180. That is angles on a straight line. Now I will find A, T is 50, is equals to 180. So now, because of this, I can find A as 180 minus 50. So A is T 130. So if I had gone the short way, I'm going to get that 130 for A, because 65 plus B is 65. 65 plus 65 must have given me A. That was a shortcut that I was supposed to take. But nevertheless, let's just continue there. We'll have A now. So A and X, they have a connection. So A plus X is equals to 180. That is co-interior, is already established here. So now we are looking for X, so we can go with our X. This is 130 plus X is equals to 180. So X is equals to 180 minus 130. So X is equals to 50. Now you see, it's an acute angle, it must be small. So now that is one way you can solve for X. I said a line that stops will continue. So what I did, I just continue this line such that it can touch here. So I form a co-interior angle between X and A. Give me the co-interior angle. X plus A will give me 180. That's co-interior angle. So that is how you can find X. There are other ways you can find that X, but let's just use this way and we go to the other question. So we check this out. This is a straight line, and if you look at it, this question is a little bit tricky. So it says find 2y. It's not asking you to find y, but 2y. So we have a straight line somewhere here. This is a straight line. Remember that? That is a straight line. And angles on a straight line, we said they sum up to 180. So watch, this is 2x plus 2y is equals to 180. Angles on a straight line. So I can also go under. There's on a straight line under. It can also be 80 plus 50 plus x plus 10, also 180. The same reason, it's also another line. These are other angles under the line, so they are also on that same straight line. This plus this plus this, they are summing up to 180. This and this will also give us 180. 2y plus 2x will give me 180, and 80 plus 50 plus x plus 10 will give me 180. So either ways, so we have 130 here. This is 130 or plus 10. Let's call it 140. Just collect like terms. This is 130 plus 10, 140. So I have 140 plus x is equals to 180. So from here we can find 180 minus, so x is equals to 40. You've got x so far. So but x, and it's the question is not about x, it's about y. So we go find the y. There's a connection here. So we have 2x plus 2y is equals to 180. Now I got the x, so I substitute for x there, and this is 2y is equals to 180. So this gives me 80 plus 2y is equals to 180. So now I have 2y 180 minus 80. I just transpose corrected like terms, so I have 2y is equals to 100. So now divide here by 2, divide here by 2. These guys will go, so we'll have 50. So y is 50, but the question says find 2y. So therefore, we are now going to find 2y. So 2y now becomes 2 into 50, which is 100 degrees. So the 2y is now 100. Always end the question. This is not a question. The question says 2y. So multiply it by 2. So check this one out also. We now said inter alia that a line that is moving must have started somewhere there. A line that is moving must have started somewhere there. But there's another shortcut we can use here. Let's just use the shortcut. So we can put a letter here if you like. This is angles on a straight line. A plus 125 must give me 180. That's angles on a straight line. So now I can find A from that point. A is 180 minus 125. So A is equals to 55. So I've got A as 55. It's acute as well. So now there's a connection between A and B somewhere here. I can put B somewhere here because there's a Z angle there. There's alternate angle, Z angle. So A must be equals to B, which is also equals to 55. So B is 55. So you can now look at the two and bring in the concept of two opposite interior angles in a triangle equals to the exterior angle. So B plus 65 must give me X. So 65 plus B must be equals to X. That is, this is sum of opposite interior angles of a triangle equals to, so we call it the exterior angle principle. Sum of opposite interior angle equals to the exterior angle. So now we know B, so we can put B as 55, and this will give us our X. So now we have, this is 60, 60 is 120, so X is equals to 120. So if you can also, you want to use another technique, is still the same. You can use alternatively or alternate ways you can solve this. You can insert here and get a D somewhere there. So you can find D and B to be D plus B plus 65 is equals to 180 angles in a triangle, if you like. Now we have D, which is, and B is found already, that's 55. Plus 65 is equals 180. So you now have D plus 65. This is 100. This is 70, 50. This is 130 or 120. This is 120. Then 120 is equals to that 80. So we can go with D. D is equals to 180 minus this is 120. So I can have D as equals to 60. No problem with that. So now we come back and find the X now. So I know D plus X must be equals to 180. That is angles on a straight line. So I can now find, since I know D as 60, as I find X, X is now equals to X, therefore equals to 180 minus 60, which is the same 120 as this one. So this alternative way you can solve that. So now let's check this out. This is very complex one, I can tell you. This is a theory question. It's different from objective. All of these ones are objective questions. You are supposed to use like 3 minutes at most to solve them. Let's say 2.5 minutes. Now, but let's look at this one, which you are supposed to spend like 12 minutes or something, or even 10 minutes or less to solve them. This is theory. It's a very complex one. So check, this is, we have two straight lines here. It is the same logic as this question. So we use the same logic there. So we're going to add those angles on the straight line. You have 3 into X plus Y plus 45 is going to give us 180 because angles on a straight line. We have angles on a straight line. So because of the space, I'll be summarizing some of the stuff here, so the steps can be compressed some way because I need to get the space somewhere here. So let's go. You have 3x plus 3y plus 45 is equals to 180. So now I'm going to have 3x plus 3y is equals to 180 minus 45. This is 135. Let's say this is 135. So we have, I've just transposed, so I've jumped one step there so that you can understand what I did. I just transposed the numbers. So 180 minus 45 is 135. I just got it. So now we have the first equation. I'll keep the equation. I'll call it equation 1. Then I'll go back to another line. There's another line down here. So I have y plus 5x plus y is equals to 180. That is angles on a straight line as well. Angles on a straight line. So now we have, this is y, that's 2y's. You have that. Then you have 5x is equals to 180. So now we've also got two equations. One in, both of them are in x and y. So we can rearrange this equation. I can put it nice. So let's say 5x plus 2y is equals to 180 in this case. So check this out. This is going to be equation 2 now. Proper equation 2. So solve the two. I'm solving the two equations now, 1 and 2. I solve them together. So I have, now we have 5. This is 3x plus 3y is equals to 135. Then I also have 5x plus 2y is equals to 180. Now the plane geometry application stops there. This one is algebra. You have now to apply the simultaneous, it's a simultaneous equation now, so we solve them simultaneously and find the values of x and y. So now this is now the logic. So we go there, we want to eliminate that y, so we can put 2 here somewhere there. We want to eliminate that y, so we'll put the 3 somewhere there. So you now have 135 times 2, this is 72, this is 270, I believe. This is, we have 270. So I'll pick that up. This is 6x plus, I'm multiplying 2 by 3x. I put that. I have 2 by that. I also have 6y is equals to 2. This is 270. I can get that. 270. I go back here. This is 15. This is x. 3 times 5x is 15x. Then I get to 2 times that 3, so I have 6y is equals to 180 times 3. This is 18. This is 18, 36 plus 18. So 18, 36. You have 54. That is 5. This is 5. This is 940. So I get 940. So we are there. Now I have 940. So you can use your own calculator. Sometimes I don't want to use my calculator. I just want to, this is 180 multiplied by 3. This is 540, sorry. It's not 940, it's 540. I get that. This is 540. So now, because of the, now I just multiplied it 2 to give me 540. So I check this out. Now you have the coefficients are the same. So we're going to cancel. And when we cancel, we'll now have this 6x, these two will cancel each other, of course, but 6x and 15x, these numbers are, this one is bigger than this, so I have a minus 9x, of course, you get it. This is minus 9x, and I come back here, I'll have a minus 270, if you like. So now we have minus 9 and minus 9. This jack will vanish, so I have x equals to, I get that this is 30. So since x has come out, I can now substitute this x in one of these equations to get y. So let me use the upper equation. This is x plus 2y is equals to 180. So it's 5 into 30, then 2y is equals to 180. Now we have, this is 150 plus 2y is equals to 180. So 2y is equals to, because of space, I'm going to transpose. This is 180 minus 150. 180 minus 150. This is going to give me straight off 30. This is 180 minus 150. Give me this 30. So I divide both by 2. Divide both by 2. So this will go. So now we have y as equals to 15. So the value of y is that, and the value of x is 30.